Praise the Lord, everybody. Praise the Lord, everybody. Who is the Father in the forefront of my life. I'm not going to be before you long. I might be lying, but I'm going to try to do my best. Let me just say a little short prayer for myself to give me strength so I can be in my spirit when I speak about Earl. Father God, as I speak about your son, your prophet of light, I ask that you give me strength, like you taught me, like you raised me to be the warrior that I am, that stood by that prophet of light. Let my words flow like water. Thank you. Earl, I met Earl before he was DMX. So I'm going to take you on a little journey on who I met. I met Earl when I was 11 years old. We lived blocks away from each other. I lived up the hill on Park Hill Avenue, and he lived in School Street. I was raised, my foundation, as a Muslim. I took my Shahada when I was 7 years old. I come from, at the time, very strict family. I couldn't really come out the house unless it was a birthday or I needed to run to the store for an errand. This particular day, when I was 11, as I was coming out of our building, I looked up the block. First of all, I was a child of 7. I'm the oldest. And we only had one TV in the house, so I had a very big imagination. So, for the old school, you already know. As I came out the building, I looked to my left and I saw a young boy with a dog. And for some reason, it intrigued me. Didn't have much excitement in my life. Told you I had a big imagination, so I was very intrigued about what the young boy was doing. Because he looked like he was up to something. So as I watched, I seen this young boy give a command to this black dog. And there was this old lady walking down the street with her pocketbook. Didn't really pay attention to the old lady because I was watching the young man and the dog. But he said, "Grab it, Black." And Black grabbed the pocketbook. When Black grabbed the pocketbook, they ran past. The lady didn't give a struggle, just so you know. She kind of just let the pocketbook go because she was a little startled. As Earl ran past me, I was in the building, in front of the building, just like in awe and excitement, like, wow, like, did that just happen? And as Earl ran past, we caught eyes. And he had this smirk on his face, and like, you better not say nothing. Meanwhile, I'm like, as he went past, and I remember that day, as I went back to my house after I did my errand, I dreamt about him. I said, he's my lion and he's my protector. I'm 11 years old. So a few years went by, and I had a best friend, childhood friend named Ratona. Back in the days, you couldn't go into School Street unless you knew somebody. That was Ratona. After school, I went down into School Street, and I saw Earl coming out the building. And I said, who is that? Because I automatically recognized his face. I had to have been about 15 then. And she said, who? And I said, that boy right there with the girl. She said, girl, you don't want to mess with him. I was like, why? And she was like, I'm just telling you, I'm your friend, right? You don't want to mess with him. I'll hook you up with anybody else in the projects, but not him. So as y'all know, good girls like bad boys, right? So I was like, oh, okay, I'm not going to let her know, but I got my eye on him. So now, as we get, I'm 18 now, and I went down to a club down in Yonkers called Arthur's. They said that there was a party going on. It was my god sister Nicole that was with me, and she said, come down with my boyfriend, and he's DJing tonight. So I was like, okay, I'll come. So while we were down there, Kason said, tell Tashira that DMX wants to meet her. So I was like, at the time, I thought I was really grown and fly. I was only 18 years old. I dated guys outside of Yonkers because I had a brother that was 2 years younger than me but thought he was older than me and did not allow me to date any guys in Yonkers. John, you know where you at. So I wasn't interested. And I told her, and she said, he wants to talk to you. And I was just like, I'm not interested. She was like, he's a local guy. He raps and stuff. He goes around selling tapes and stuff like that. He's like really cute. He's a little rough though, but he really likes you. And I was just like, I'm not interested. So kept dancing with my girlfriends, 18 years old. And next thing you know, I get a tap on my shoulder and I turn around. True story. I don't know if this is in the book, Smokey. I think it is though. But when I turned around, it was Earl. And I said, Earl. And he said, Tashira. And I was like, you know my name? And he was like, yeah. He was like, I remember you were there when I took the pocketbook. And I looked at you and I was just like, it was love at first sight, and we were inseparable from that time. Let me just keep it 100 right now. I'm going to be super deep because that's who I am. Again, like I told you, my foundation was already strong spiritually. So when I met Earl, I have never in my life met a young 18-year-old man that had been through what he had been through and loved the Lord like he did. It was so powerful that at 18, I wanted to transition to know who was Jesus Christ. I learned about faith with Earl. I learned about forgiveness. I learned about what unconditional love looked like. I didn't know at the time that I was being taught. I didn't realize at the time that God had put a connection together because we had very similar backgrounds. We were broken and we were just looking for love, the physical kind of love, because we knew that God loved us. Because as a Muslim, I knew that there was only one God called many names. So I always knew that I was loved. But the worldly things that was going on in our lives, we were confused. So we had each other. He helped me believe in things that I never thought was possible. I knew Earl was a prophet because of my background, because of the prophets that I've learned about in the Holy Quran and in the Bible. And I said to Earl, I don't know, man, you ain't of this world. The stuff you be talking about, you're not of this world. He was like, come on, sure, you're gassing me all the time. Like you always, and I was like, nah, Earl, like, nah, you something special. And it would make him cry when I would say that. Get emotional. feel like he deserved that love. And with that, I felt like it was my mission and my purpose to love him no matter what. When you grow to love Jesus Christ and God the way I have, you love different. You don't look at flaws. You don't look at the past and what has been done. You love them. You love the soul. And I love the soul of that man. As we walked into the journey of life, 10 years later, just had our son Xavier, we ran into the Rough Rider family. Boy, was I grateful for them when they came into our lives. Earl was a piece of work. He needed a village, and I sure wasn't a village. I tried. I had God in my life, but I needed help. You feel me? So it was a beautiful thing, though, because when you love someone, you want the best for them. And I learned that I was very selfless. It was important to be selfless when you was with Earl. If you truly was trying to understand who he was, if you understood the walk and his purpose. I remember the first time Earl writing his first album, in his prayer when he said, I don't expect to live long. I said, Earl, you say in the word, you told me this, it's in the Bible. There's power in your words. Why would you say that in a prayer? He said, Tashira, because I don't feel that I am going to be here long. Now, mind you, we're only 25 years old at this time. I said, well, please, you know what I'm saying? I understand and I get that, but I feel like you have a calling on your life and you have purpose here. But Earl knew better. He knew that he was so powerful. He was so full of light. So when we got into the industry, when you have a light of energy, what happens? You feed off of it. So it happened so fast. We went from having absolutely nothing. Don't know how we gonna make it to the next day, to having zeros in our bank account. There's because I could go on and on, to be honest with you. 39 years of knowing Earl, which is more than my entire life. It's like he was raising everyone up that have came in his life for this time today. Earl used to always say, he used to get so frustrated when he spoke, and sometimes it was just so deep that no one understood. He would say, my words fall on deaf ears. And I used to be like, you mean like deaf ears? My words fall on deaf ears. And I started to understand that, to be honest with you, once we separated. His words became so alive in my heart, his teachings, his life. No disrespect to the industry, but the industry, if you're not grounded, can suck you up and be the devil's playground. I watched a pure heart that was about family, morals, and values get sucked up. So I thought, but it was part of his plan and his purpose for his life. scripture that just keeps coming to mind when I think about Earl and who he was to the world, to me and to his children, and the women that came in his life. John 7:37-38. I'm going to cut it a little, but it says, Jesus stood and shouted to the crowds, anyone who is thirsty may come to me. Anyone who believes in me may come and drink. For the scriptures declare rivers of living water will flow from his heart. Earl was thirsty. He never stopped hungering for God's word. Never. And because he constantly drank off of God's river, the water that flown through his heart, it flew out to the world. Anytime he was around Earl, you just want more. Regardless of how high energy he was, sometimes it could be a pain in the butt. He could, sometimes he could wear you out. But at the end of the day, when you sleep on it and you wake up the next day, his words was in your heart. His words was in your mind. Because that's what we're all experiencing right now. Me and Earl, towards the ending of his life, reconciled in ways that I can only thank God for. Earl is and always will be my first love. He was my heart and soul. He was my everything. My childhood sweetheart. And in some crazy way, I feel like he's prepared me for this moment. He used to always tell me what he wanted me to do when he passed away, which I thought he was being very ridiculous early on. But like we all know, he was a prophet. He was definitely a prophet, and I am so honored. I am so honored to God that he chose me to walk that journey. I feel so blessed. I feel so blessed. Man, I feel so blessed, guys. I feel so blessed that I was able to join hands with God, with this man, with this prophet. I'm blessed and honored that I'm here to be able to speak about the life, the legacy, the legend that he was. I'm losing my train of thought. I love you too. My last words, I seen Earl 6 days before it happened, before God called him home. And we had deep conversations, like we always do. Anybody that knows that's around me and Earl, the bond is undeniable. It's like we finish each other's sentences. It's like, like, what's up? Like, what's going on? Like, we had our own language, like, and he said to Shira, I'm trying to talk to him about something totally different, trying to get it together with these kids. Come on, Earl, like, let's come on. I'm sure a lot of the mothers could relate to that. And he said to Shira, you're not going to understand this, but I'm going to say it anyway. Out of nowhere, he looked so deep. Earl was so deep. He was so deep for his own good. He was such a genius. And he said, I'm here for the world. God put me here for the world. I'm like, in my head, I'll be honest with you, I said, here you go, God, with being extra deep and all. I'm trying to work this out with the kids. But if anybody knows me, I'm very non-confrontational. I'm about peace and love because I am a representative of God. So no matter what, I must stand for him regardless. Because I'm in my spirit and not my flesh. So I didn't allow my flesh to raise up even though I didn't like what I heard. So I said, oh yeah, really, Earl? Okay, and what exactly does that mean? He said, Tashira, God birthed me to be in the world. I am not of the world. I'm for the world. And I said, I believe that, Earl. You know, I always have. Because at the time I didn't realize what God was having in store for him. That he was getting ready to transition. But I'm here to tell you that I have the peace that surpasses all human understanding right now. Because my friend, my childhood sweetheart, my mentor is home. He's no longer in pain. He was tired, guys. He knew that he ran his race. Earl knew it. When he spoke to me even before the 6 days, when he tried to talk to me about certain things on how he was feeling, he started getting emotional and then started sucking it back up, turning into that other person. Earl had a lot of different personalities. So he would transition to Earl to X. And when X came in, there was no talking. But Earl knew that he was going home. And that's why I could stand here strong and grateful to God that I could look at every single one of these lights that has been gifted. You guys are so blessed. Earl was amazing. He loved family. He loved children, his children. And he wasn't perfect by a long shot. But his heart was pure as gold. So, like I said, I could be long-winded when it comes to Earl. But I just want to end off by saying, he's in a better place now. And we have gained a mighty strong warrior up in heaven. That's going to be rooting for us. He's going to be at your wedding, I promise you. He's going to be at anything that you was hoping to do. He's going to be there when you write. He's going to be there for every single one of y'all because that's who Earl was. So now he's no longer in his flesh, but he's in his spirit. And that spirit is nothing to reckon with. As I close, thank you. As I close, I am going to recognize Desiree because from day one, real women do real things. I'm a real woman and I'm a woman of God. That woman is a woman of God. She's in training, she's in the work, she ain't perfect, but she love that man. And that's why I love you. You hear me? So when she comes up, Desiree. Be strong like the woman that he taught you to be. Represent him. Represent him. Thank you guys, and I love y'all. Hi, you all. I'm Desiree Lindstrom. I'm Earl Simmons' fiance. Okay. I stand before everyone today to simply share a love story, our story. Years ago, I met the man that will become the love of my life. Hold on, Wilbur. Hold on. What started out as a friendship led to endless days and nights of laughter, fleeting embraces because of work and the road called his name, moments of hard truths and some everlasting promises. As the friendship turned into love, we laughed harder, cried more, held on to one another a little tighter, a little longer, and we promised to do this thing called life, no matter what it threw at us. I lived and breathed Earl Simmons. The truth be known, it wasn't always easy to do. Life for Earl meant allowing the world to love him. Worldwide love that came from fans, fellow artists, writers, friends, our own families, his children, and our son, Exodus. So I equate Earl with nothing but love. His poetic moments and his handwritten journals, his sense of humor, his passion for good music, his life story, his love of God are just a few of many things I cherished about him. I never thought that our story would end as suddenly as it has, but it's filled with pages upon pages of memories and kept alive within my heart. Now, I thank you, Earl. Thank you for the love. Thank you for the journey. Thank you for Exodus and his siblings. Thank you for the story of us. And thank you, God, for Earl Simmons, Forever X.